I hope someone is here. If not, I will wait a little while and hopefully someone will come and join me. Someone will come and join me. Oops. Okay, we can turn that down. There we are. Okay. Hey, Karen. Hi. I got it right this time. Look at this. Oh, hi, Drefa. I'm okay. I'm just, I'm a little bit tired, and we have fireworks and crazy dogs. So if you hear anyone shouting or woofing, more like it, it's just my little chicas being scared. So I have closed the door to the craft room, so hopefully it won't be too loud, but you never know. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Donna. I'll be here for a while, Diva, so you come back whenever you're ready. Right, I've got my iPad set up as well, so... Oh, hi, Keely! Oh, that's so nice of you. Aw. Howdy, Holly! Oh my goodness, I need to stop with the accents because I'm really not very good at them. Right, today we are going to make this card. And the only bit of paper glaze, shock, gasps of horror, what? Is only on this little piece here where I've made my own shimmer cardstock. So, yeah, the rest is going to be coloring and actually some stamping. Yeah, stamping. So, yeah. I don't know how long we need to wait to kind of get things going, but all you 7 people, shall we get started? So I have I've used this let's see if I can find the Torch Ginger Tropical Flower here. What I've actually already done is I prepared 2 pieces with heat embossing, but what I can do is, if anyone is interested in seeing like my heat embossing process, I can go through that and color these later. So what do you think? Should I do the heat embossing as well, or should I just kind of get on with it? Because I'm going to color these, or one anyway. We're going to color one and hopefully get somewhat close to this. And then we'll see. So, all right. So Karen says, let's see it. So, all right, so let's do it. So we're going to put that away. And then we are going to need this, though, because we do need our stamp in order to actually get the thing going. So we're going to put this as, actually, well, let's see if we can keep that in frame. Okay, so what we are going to do, first of all, before we do anything, is, there we go, Keely, heat embossing. It's magic, right? Isn't it? So I've got here a little bit of Strathmore Bristol Smooth. So this is not the... No, hang on. This is Vellum Smooth. So this is really good because I am going to be using my SIG Clean color markers. Now, I do actually have some Karin markers on the way too, because after like a year... Hola, Mariska! I have actually ordered Karin markers as well, but they haven't arrived yet, so I am going to be using my SIG Clean color markers. So for that, I always use Bristol Vellum, not Bristol Smooth. Bristol Smooth is really good for ink blending though. So what I do first of all, I actually use 2 different kinds of like anti-static tools. So I like the powder in this kind of thing, like the EK tools or whatever, but like this little brush, it's like, you know, you're here like all day. Oh my goodness. Driva is wrangling her children into the shower. I can't even imagine how difficult that is. Hi, Gail. Right. Okay. So, and then to actually get this covered quickly, I do like the sort of pillow look. So you get the powder from this, and then you smother it all over here. Now, if you don't have one of these, and you're thinking, well, why would I buy 2 different kinds? Which, you know, fair point. You probably have some of these, right? So what you can do as well is you take some of this. This is going to be like super duper anti-static now, but you know, I do have very oily fingers as well, so I have to do this. Right, so you take the brush and you take your powder and then you try to hold it as little as possible. Because again, if you've got oily fingers like me, yeah, that's just no bueno. Did I say that right, Karen? So you take that and then you just kind of brush all over this. So you're going to get a really nice, even coating. And then you can even use this to like, super duper done. Okay, and then we're going to pop this into our misty. Again, trying to touch it very little. And we're going to pop that right down into the corner and try not to get our fingers smacked at with the magnets. You can see one of mine is actually cracked because it just went like, whew. Luckily not like my finger wasn't in between it, but that would have been very painful if I managed to. So, super duper anti-static. I mean, when you're doing heat embossing and you're using the embossing powders, you really need super duper anti-static. So I'm glad you find that helpful. And then we're going to take our embossing ink and we are going to, yeah, it's really cute, isn't it? Like I have different sizes for different stuff. So I have one for like teeny tiny little die cuts and stickers and all sorts. So yeah, very, very handy. And then, right, so we're going to go in really, really heavy with this because it's got a really, really fine pattern. And I know I'm overusing the word really, but you know. And then, right, we're going to put that away and we're going to press down. Now, if you don't have one of those like Chucky tools, what you can do is, and you're thinking, well, why would I want one of those? Just take like your kitchen towel and it goes super smooth. Or if you're wearing long sleeves, which I am definitely not at the moment because I'm in Spain, so no. Then you just pull your sleeve down, pull it over your, like the, what's this called? Like the base of your hand and just, and yeah. So I think we're going to do one more layer of this because I was blabbing a little bit too much to actually focus on what I was doing. So there we go. This beauty of the Misty. You can just go in again. Okay. So we are going to just put this away like this. Be a little bit knotty. And then we're going to take a sheet of paper. Hey, little brother. It's hot, hot, hot still. It's still like proper summer. So we had 30. Okay, so I'm in Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, it's like a lot hotter. But it was 31 degrees today, which I think is like 90. Right, so double carry the 2, up on 1, and then I still have no idea. So probably like 90s, in the 90s. So it's nice and sunny. It was blue skies, a gentle breeze today. It's cold in Madrid. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm on the Mediterranean coast, so we have really quite nice and mild weather here. But then today, you see, my husband's just come back taking the little chicas out for a walkie. And he said that there was a bit of thunder in the air. So we do get regular like lightning and thunderstorms here as well, which, you know, it's a downside, but what can you do? I know. I go through a lot of gold, so I went for the big tub of this. So it's, you know, you're probably not going to think I'm ever going to get through this. But, I mean, I'm already kind of like, okay, maybe not enough to actually see that it makes a difference. But, yeah, if you're using a lot of embossing powder, go big, you know. Okay, so I'm going to preheat my tool. I'm going to stick it under the table. Hopefully it's not going to be too noisy. But you can see here that even, I mean, I haven't melted this yet, but that stamp has stamped absolutely beautiful and picked up all of the embossing powder. Gorgeous. Yeah, I know, Gail. It really is. So, hi, Denise. Hi, Daniel. Okay, let's see if this is hot enough. That's what I think too, Mariska. Very, very cold. Too cold. Okay, we're gonna go double, like on the double heating here, and see what's the magic. Okay, so that's it, all done. And look at that. I mean, this is beautiful as it is, just on its own, right? Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down because I've actually been standing up doing a little tap dance behind the scenes. So, not really, but you know, I'm a bit nuts. So, yes, this is the heat gun from Wow, and it has 2 different settings, and it's really easy, like ergonomic to hold as well. So that's definitely worth looking into. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to keep an eye on the comments, but my iPad is slightly off and there's a little bit of a delay, so I will try my best. But if there is anything, please tag Karen in the comments and she will remind me to keep an eye out for it. Okay, so I have picked out some colors here. And so this is a lilac and also light violet. And we're gonna try to kind of get that sort of succulent look rather than, I mean, this is actually, if you Google images of this, apparently there's like spectacular different colors. But we're gonna go for more of a succulent look today. So we're gonna use those 2 and then also these 3 greens. So we got May green, light green, and yellow green. So what we're gonna do is we're going to start with our purplish colors, and we're going to go in at the top here and just kind of drag the color down a little bit. Now with SIG markers, some of you have already know how to use these, but you can either just put them down as they are, or you can dilute them with water. Now I'm not actually going to dilute them with water at all because I want that really vibrant look, but this is like, it depends on your project, what are you making, what is the look that you want, and it comes down to a little bit of practice as well, I'm not gonna lie. But now, so you see, I'll put down these 2 colors, and we're only gonna do 2 at a time because it does, you do need to work quite quickly, I find, with these. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our lightest, which is the yellow green, and we're gonna drag it up into the purple, as opposed to dragging that color down. And I do have a little piece of kitchen towel here as well, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna dab off in between so that we don't get too much of the purple down in this color here. So we are just dragging that up like that. And then we're gonna put down a little bit more of this color. And then there's gonna be a lot of swapping back and forth here. So you know, this is not a quick and easy coloring, whereas if you go in with a little bit of water, it will be faster, but you won't get quite as vibrant results. Now, one thing I will say about the SIG markers is that, which is quite disappointing, is that unfortunately they're not very color fast. So the color does fade with time. And I haven't managed to find anything that will make the color not fade. So I thought maybe at first I might be able to kind of seal it with some kind of like sealant spray or something like, you know, kind of like not like pixie spray, but something that kind of go over it so that you don't get that, you know, the UV rays to kind of fade the color. But so far not found anything that actually works. So that's why I decided in the end to buy or get the coloring markers, because supposedly you don't lose any color that way. So I thought, okay, well, you know, that might not be so bad. And my screen has frozen, so I don't know what is happening. Okay. Oh, right. So this is Strathmore Vellum surface. Let me go get the package so you can actually see it. Right, so it's this one here, Bristol Vellum. Now, there's another one that actually says smooth surface, which is great for ink blending. But maybe it was just my iPad, because my iPad has a little bit of a mood and a bit of a temper, I'll say. Right, so this is great for coloring with SIG markers, because the color kind of just like, it just glides on, and it's good. It's good stuff. Now, I do find like with my SIG markers that they don't work as good on, say, like watercolor papers, which is kind of funny because they are a watercolor marker. But I digress. So let's see if we can get another few of these colored, and maybe even the whole thing. I gotta keep an eye on the time today. Oh, 20 minutes. Sheesh. Well, I'm not a fast crafter. Unless I'm gonna be honest with that, for sure. So, here we go. Okay, right. So then we're gonna go in with our light green, or yellow green, sorry. And then we're gonna drag that up into the purple. And so this is where you want to blend, like right on the sort of border between the two colors. And then because we want more of the green than the purple, we're going to drag up in between each one of these, pretty much each one. And yeah, it's a labor of love for sure. So it does take time, but sometimes the results are worth it, and other times you say, oh, I spent all that time on this, really? But every coloring session will teach you something about your technique or yourself. So there we go. Right, so I don't think that we're actually going to be using the May green, so I'm going to put that aside. But, right, we're going to keep on moving here. Now, does anyone have any questions or comments or anything like that yet? I might have missed something, so I'm looking at my iPad at the moment, trying to keep up with things. So if you have any questions, you know, please do feel free to throw them up, and I will try to catch them. Oh, over on Instagram right now, there is also a super fun hop. So we are collaborating with Waffle Flower, who are bringing out some products to help with ink blending. So they have brought out some new stencil mats. So they used to do, well, they still do actually, a water media mat, and I really like the feel of it. I haven't used it as much as I should, because when I'm filming, the whiteness of that mat makes my camera flicker, so I don't actually use it on camera whenever I'm filming. So it will look like I'm never using it, but I do really like the feel of it. So there we go. Oh, so I think Nicole is joining in as well. Hi, Nicole. Oh, I don't know what happened to my voice there. It kind of went all funny, didn't it? Right, so we're gonna keep on going around and adding our colors, and here we are. Yeah, it is actually really nice. The I'm really like tactile. I like stuff that feels nice in my hands as well, and I actually, when it first came, I just sat there and kind of stroked it a little bit, and it was so nice and relaxing. It's so nerdy, but it was one of those things where, you know, where you're having a day and you just want something nice, and it just felt really, really nice. It's another thing, like I often use these, I have a couple of these big brushes that I don't use for any inks. So when I need a little something just to kind of like center me, I take this and I rub it on my face, and it's really relaxing. Just, you know, your crafting tools sometimes have dual purpose. And yes, Driva, there's a stencil mat, and it's live at the Waffle Flower shop right now, so you can head on over there and have a look at that. But, you know, after this, right? Yeah. So, Picket fans teamed up with Waffle Flower, and you are definitely going to want to hop along, because there are some amazing, amazing projects along that hop. Because, yes, me too, Gail. I love soft clothes. I mean, if this pandemic has taught me anything, is that I do not dress to look nice. I dress to be comfortable. She says, sitting here in a super soft t-shirt and yoga pants that are very stretchy. But yes, as I was saying, fun Instagram hop. So make sure you hop along, because I've seen some of the projects that my teammates have made, and oh my goodness. You know when you kind of, you look at something and you wish that you had that idea? That. Yes, that. So yeah, it's super fun. And hi, Xiomara. You know, I've always kind of thought to myself, or like not just to myself, I'm quite open about this. I don't particularly like companies who put other companies down. Not like, I mean, this goes for everywhere. I hate those commercials where, you know, there's like, say like a car commercial, for instance. And it's like, oh, our car is so much better than these cars. And compared to that car, this car is like, oh, so our car is definitely better. It's that humble bragging that I just, or humble bragging, like right out bragging. I don't like that at all. So it tends to kind of put me off anything like that. So when I see companies like building, and company owners as well, building each other up, supporting each other, it's just, it warms my little heart. It really does. Because, yeah, I really do think that there is plenty of space for all of us here. And, you know, there's no need to put anyone down or bash anyone to kind of get yourself forward. So, no, none of that. Thank you very much. So this turned into a bit of a TED Talk. Sorry about that. But yeah, there has been a little bit of like negativity recently, and I've myself have kind of felt like personally affected by it. So I've been a little bit quiet on social media recently, because it just, that sort of vibe really kills my creativity. So I sometimes step away and just have a little bit of a break, and then come back, and usually I'm coloring while I'm having a break, but I just don't post very much. So yeah, to kind of come back and have this fun hop, you know, it's a good thing to come back to, I think. Holy cannoli, I do talk a lot of nonsense, don't I? Hey? Okay, right. I think I may need to order a new one of these, the yellow green, because oh, coloring is great therapy. You can just like sit down and forget about the world and just color. And I listen to true crime. Lydia, who is on the Picket Fence design team, she she was like, you should listen to true crime. And I was like, true crime? Why would I do that? I don't like criminals. And she's like, oh, you're missing out. So I was like, okay, I will listen to something just to tell you that I have listened. It was not my thing. And I listened, and now I am obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Goodness me. I mean, I barely watch like crafting videos anymore. I just watch, like, I listen to a true crime podcast. I listen to like true crime YouTube videos, and I follow someone on YouTube. It's called Stephanie Harlow, and she does such a fantastic job with researching and sort of what she does is she tends to kind of put the victim, whoever has been like killed or murdered or, you know, abducted or whatever, she kind of makes them come to life, so that you're remembering that it was an actual live person, someone's daughter, someone's brother, someone's mother or sister or whatever that this actually happened to. And it just kind of makes you look at stuff in a completely different way, because a lot of the times when there's like news coverage and stuff, it really is sort of, it's covering the criminal and why he did it or how he did it, and the victim tends to kind of be forgotten a little bit. And what she does is just such a fantastic job to kind of bring those people to life and, you know, keep their story alive, if you like. And I'm sorry, I did miss some comments there. I'm blabbing along again, so sorry about that. Going off on little tangents here about what I like about true crime when we're supposed to be focusing on crafting. But I did see someone saying that they like the colors that I picked, which is nice, because we're committed now. You know, this is it. It's not gonna all of a sudden be like pink in here. So yeah, this is where we're going. And yeah. So anyway, Lydia has got a lot to answer for. So Lydia, if you're here, you led me down the path and I cannot come back now. But yeah, so oh, quick question to everyone actually. So what is your favorite thing from the newest release from Picket fans? I'm always kind of surprised when I see, you know, the stuff. I look at it and I think, oh, I'm gonna like this the best, and then it comes and I end up liking something else so much more. It's incredible. It's just goes to show that you never know what you're gonna enjoy playing with until you actually have it in your hand. It's I kind of love that side of surprises, you know. Let's see if I can actually see some of these comments. Like, oh my goodness, the paper glitz. Oh, I'm already like a #1 fan of paper glazes. And then Nicole had to go and like top that with the paper glitz. Darn you, Nicole! Another obsession. I don't need any more obsession. But yeah, so good. And the blue and the pink in the same release. I'm like, eep! Like a kid at Christmas. And it's such a lovely blue as well. I don't know if you've seen it. Yes, the glittery things. Absolutely, 100% Karen. All over the glittery things. But the one thing that, for me, makes the paper glitz stand out even more is that you can make your own no shedding glitter cardstock. Oh, okay, so imagine you hear the angels sing, because I can't sing, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it's just so amazing. I love that stuff. Love it. Yeah, you saw it, Gail, on the... So yesterday was Lydia in the live, yeah? Or did you catch Daniel as well? I think we're all like a little bit obsessed with the paper glitz, because it's just brilliant stuff. And oh my goodness. It's almost good enough that you want to eat it, but don't eat it. No matter how tempting it looks. Right, so now when it comes into these smaller bits, what we're going to do is we're going to not cheat, but we are going to go in with this yellow-green first. We're going to go all over here to make sure that we get the light color down. And then we're going to add in details with the other colors. I want to say I'm sorry for getting you hooked on the paper glitz and the paper glaze, Mariska, but I cannot I cannot be sorry for that, because everybody needs to play with paper glazes because they're so amazing. Oh my goodness. Like favorite medium ever, apart from coloring, of course, but yeah, it's just such brilliant, brilliant stuff. Okay, so I think we have enough color down here, so we are going to go in with our, so this is going to be the light violet, I think. And then we're just going to add a little bit, some of the tips. And it doesn't really matter if you manage to catch them at the top or what will be the bottom, just somewhere to create that sort of look of dimension, basically. So let's see if I can kind of lift this up and get a little bit higher so you can see what I mean. Right, so I'm gonna try and get it at the top here, but on some of them it might be the bottom bit, but who cares? We're just gonna add a little bit there just to kind of make them pop a little bit, because you can kind of already see that just by adding that little drop of color there, it's just kind of, it's brought it to life a little bit more, right? So then what we're going to do now is we're going to take our green and we're going to go at the bottom. So thank you, Mariska. So we're going to go at so wherever you put the purple color, we're going to go at the opposite end and put down that light green. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect, because it is just to kind of create that 3D illusion. So, and with this kind of being heat embossed as well, it is a bit difficult to get the detail perfect. But it's not about being perfect. It's about having fun and coloring. Treating your coloring as therapy so that we don't go and do terrible stuff and end up on a true crime podcast. Right? So there we go. There's another one there and there. And then we're going to go in with our yellow green. Oh, nope, never mind. Okay, so, and then we're going to just blend out a little bit. Just kind of go right on top of that green so that you don't get the harsh line. And that is pretty much all there is to it. Now, if anyone is sitting there thinking, oh, just be quiet, you make that look easy. It's because this kind of coloring is easy. It really is. It's with watercoloring, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can just come back and you can work on it another day if you feel like today is not the day that this is going to work out for me. So, and with these kind of markers as well. So I do find that the 6 can be, you can probably find them at quite a good price, but definitely keep out for like discount codes and stuff. And, but they are not overly expensive. Well, they weren't anyway when I bought them. Yeah, I'm definitely not sorry. Right, Bella? Because it's like, if you mess up, you can just come back and you can like try another day, because oftentimes it's just because the colors need to kind of settle and dry. And I mean, how many times have we gone and left a watercoloring project and we just thought, you know what, this is just not working. This is not going to be pretty, blah, blah, blah. And then you come back and you look at it the next day when everything is dried and settled and you're like, hey, oh, is that a Panjo? Wow, for wow embossing, or is that a compliment? Either way, I'll take it. Right, so what we are going to do as well, though, we are going to go over just teeny tiny bit that purple as well. But not like, you don't want to go too much because you're still going to want that contrast and the detail. So we're just going to go in super, super simple here. And you know what? That's it. Let's call it a day. Yeah. Aw, Joe, you're so nice. She loves me and I love her. Okay, so what we're going to do is, while this is drying a little bit, because you're not going to want to cut it while it's still wet. So we're going to work on our background and our word die. So this one, what I did with this one is that I've layered it up with, like, I don't know, so many layers. It's got to be at least 5, if not more. So there's 3 white in between, and then it's topped with this paper glaze piece. And then I put a black one underneath to kind of create a bit of a shadow, because I do feel that it helps it stand out a little bit, especially if you have a white background. So this, like, when you put it down like that, it looks nice, right? But then when you look at it just tiny bit from the side, that little bit of black cardstock is just making it stand out so much more. I'm really hoping you can catch this, because it's not really showing up that great on camera, I don't think. But anyway, this is one of those things that I love doing, stacking up my word dies, because it's just so much fun. So I have already like pre-cut some of these out. So we're gonna just pop them out and get rid of all of the extra bits. And then we're gonna glue these up. And this is when I kind of wish that I had, like, you know, time-lapse option in like real life, where you can just kind of go like and done. But I should have maybe done this, like pre-made this, but I wanted to show you how easy it is, because I often get comments like, oh, but it's so difficult with like the fine details and this and that. And what you can do to make it super simple for yourself is actually put some double-sided tape on the back, so on the negative. So you put double-sided tape there, and then when you take this off, all you have to do is you have to peel the back and then stack them like that. But because I am quite clumsy, I use a bit of liquid adhesive, because it gives you those extra few seconds to kind of line up your word die so that it's perfectly stacked rather than quickly stacked. And it's just one of those things that I feel is worth the extra time to get a clean look. But depending on how many pieces you use, and if you have a steady hand, which I definitely do not, then you can probably go and do the double-sided tape, because it is a bit of a time saver, I'm not gonna lie, because this does take a lot of time. But so you start with a little bit of the glue, obviously, because it's not gonna just stick to itself, is it? And you don't want to put it all over everything, and you don't want a load, so you can just squeeze out so that you see that there's a little bit, and then we're just going to dab on in sort of like the key places, because if you put on too much, it's just going to squeeze out when you put these pieces together, and then it just creates a very messy look. So don't do that. Yeah, Nicole is saying that she can't do double-sided tape either. It's just I never get it right. I mean, my pieces would end up looking like this, and it's no good, is it? So, right, so with the liquid adhesive, you have those extra few seconds where you can actually secure your pieces in the exact perfect spot. And it better end up perfect now, because when I've been saying this, it's going to be perfect. It better be perfect. And you can see that there's a little bit of glue sort of sticking out on the side there. But yeah, look, that's 2 pieces. And from the top, you can't really tell. So liquid adhesive is definitely the way to go when it comes to stacking word dies, in my opinion, anyway. This is what works for me. So I think a lot of the times it's very easy to kind of get swept up in what other people are doing and what works for them. But for me, crafting is my therapy. Crafting is like my escape from everything, pretty much. Not that I have a terrible life, I really don't, but sometimes you just want to escape everything and just kind of have like me time. And instead of, you know, shopping, some people like shopping, I don't. No, I just find that a bit of a pain in the behind, to be honest. I go upstairs to my craft room, I craft away, and I'm so much happier and calmer because of it as well. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this black piece. So this is our final piece of the stacking, and then we're gonna add our little piece of cardstock that we've made from paper glaze. But we are not quite there yet. So okay. So last piece, lid on, screw, screw, screw. Oh, you know, screw the top on, nothing else. Okay, all right. So, and we're gonna do the same thing here and make sure that it is all in place. And can we all like, yeah. Okay, yes. So shopping for craft supplies is different because you don't have to go into like a smelly changing room and take your clothes off and try stuff on. That's gonna like try to kill you by being too tight. But yes, okay, so I will agree that shopping for craft supplies, that is like practically a separate hobby. But yeah. Okay, so here is our word piece now. And then what we're going to do to get this sort of lovely fun look is we're actually going to take another panel. So I made this, I don't know if I made this for a video or for a live. It's very possible I made this for a live. But you see this piece here? This is where we're going to cut out the word die to go on top. So we only need really like this little bit here. So we're going to try to make sure that we don't cut off too much, because this is probably going to end up on a card at some point. So we're going to trim it down. And then I'm going to run this through my die cutting machine. So you get to look at that while I do that. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Radio. Here we go. So we're going to put these apart and I'll put this apart, pull this apart. Well, I'm all about saving everything that can be saved. And this is when it comes to like the paper glaze. If you have a little bit left on your spatula, take a piece of cardstock. So look, I mean, this is not going to be good for anything else because it's been like embossed and blah. But just take whatever is left on your spatula, smear it out, and then you have a bit of metallic cardstock in fantastic, completely, you know, unique, in a completely unique look. And this is one of those things that I'm like, you know what, this was going to be trash, but I saved it, so I saved money. So I can spend the money that I saved on buying metallic cardstock something else. Like I actually want a load more of the blender brushes because I'm lazy and I don't like to wash them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna buy new ones rather than washing them. But that is the height of laziness. I mean, no, I will wash them and then probably spend the money on like more cardstock or something, because cardstock is one of those things where you really don't want to skimp on that. You're going to want good cardstock. So when you have your made your own cardstock like this with the paper glaze, it can be a little bit tricky to cut it out because I did spread this very thickly. I mean, look at this. It's like smeared, really smeared. And not like a thin layer. Oh no. I went heavy. I went big. So you don't actually need a lot. In order to create a beautiful metallic cardstock, you only need a little bit. And what you can do as well is use, if you have any colored cardstock, don't throw away like your waste color cardstock either. If you smear some of your paper glaze leftovers on colored cardstock, you get a completely different look. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's like, it's like Erica needs to take a chill pill because she's getting a little bit too carried away here. But yeah, it's such a cool thing to do, and I really love experimenting with my paper glazes because I truly love them. But yeah, so here we have our little word. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit, and then we're going to stick this down onto here, and then we'll have a fabulous word die. Now, I don't throw away any of my paper glaze scraps. I keep them all because you never know when you're just going to need that teeny tiny little bit, and you'll find a perfect color combination somewhere. Yeah. But if you do find yourself having to make your own, make sure you spread it really thinly, because then you will be able to use it like in 20-30 minutes. So that's another big plus in the books for paper glaze. It's fast drying, so versatile, and it makes an amazing like shimmery watercolor as well. So it's like 3-4 in one. Yes, no trash, only treasure. Yes, Essie, completely, 100%. Okay. Right, so again, a little bit of glue sticky out, and this is where our pointy tweezers will come in so handy. So you can just clean that up a little bit, and oops. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look at that. And in the sort of colors that I wanted to use anyway. So, very good. Okay, so let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 10 minutes until I'm supposed to be wrapping this up. Right, so we have our word dies ready, and we have 2 flowers ready as well. So I'm just going to cover quickly how I make the backgrounds, and then I'll let you all get going and do your own thing. So so with my Misty, I have like the creative corners as well, but you don't actually need those if you don't want to, because that's like another. It's a little luxury, but it just makes things easier sometimes. And I did have everything ready except for, no, I did have card bases. Oh, okay. Ooh. Here we go. Right, so we're gonna pop this in, and then we're gonna move this down so it's holding it in place. And then I have, again, this is another like little money saving hack, right? So little pieces of acetate. So this one has got a like straight cross on it like that. So if I wanted to divide this into 4 pieces, then I'll have 4 equal pieces here. And it's just, I've drawn it with a black marker on the back, and then just put white. I think this might be Post-it tape. It's like, yeah, Post-it tape. Labeling and cover-up tape. And all-around crafting tape. So I have, as I said, I've got a straight cross, and then I also have like a crisscross. No, that's probably not right, but the other way. And I also have a it's not quite a 6x6, but for bigger panels. But I think for this time, we're gonna use our 4x or like rectangular one. And then we're gonna get our stamp, which I did leave in the other Misty. Okay, and I do have 2, 3, 4, completely way too many Misties, but is there ever such a thing as too many Misties? Thank you, I think so too. And I mean, yes, Mariska, I'm all about the money saving hacks to spend money on the things that I really want to spend money on, like inks, paper, tools, you know, the things that are gonna last, you know. And these are pretty great as well, because it's like a super cheap acetate and Post-it tape, which, I mean, you get a lot of meters and feet in one of these rolls, so it lasts quite a while. But with this, so I'm using this to kind of like mark out where I want my flower to go. And then we're going to pick this up with a lid, and then we're going to remove this because we don't need this anymore. And we are going to put down another magnet to make sure it stays in place. And then we are going to, for this one, I think we're going to mix. So we're going to use a little bit of Sprout and a little bit of Parsley ink from, these are from Concord and 9. And we're going to just kind of cover it a little bit, and we're not gonna cover the entire thing, so we're gonna go a little bit around the edges. So we're just gonna tap at an angle. So instead of holding it, if you think this is the panel, we're gonna go at this angle. So we're gonna be just touching the tops of the flower there. And then we're gonna stamp this, and we're gonna need a little bit more there of the sprout, but oh well, such is life. You never win all the time, do you? So we're gonna go in with a little bit more sprout here and make sure that it's all covered like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick this up and we're gonna flip it around, and then we're gonna get exactly the same on the other side. So again, with our sprout all over, and then the parsley at an angle, and stamp a stamp like that. And look at that, we don't need to go another time with that. And then we pop this out, and I'm going to grab my very colorful kitchen towel again, just quickly clean this up. And then we're gonna, not that one, we're gonna take this one, and we are going to swap things around. So we are going to, I don't know what I'm doing. We're not gonna swap things around. But we are going to pop this back in, but we're gonna make sure that we have this side up, so not the side with the tape. So we're gonna pop this over, and then we can pick this up and place on our card base. And because it's see-through, you can see exactly where the stamp is gonna go. So I can probably get even more in there. So that's it. That's where we're gonna go. And then we're gonna pick this up. We're gonna remove this, put aside and clean this. And another magnet to go down. And then we're gonna start again with sprout all over, and a little bit of parsley. And this sort of thing you can do with any color. So if you wanted to go like hot pink, go hot pink. If you want to do, I don't know, gray and purple, that would be kind of cool actually. You go gray and purple. And I didn't do it here, but another thing that you can do with your blender brushes is to actually tap over the edge where your dark color is going, because it does soften out the layer a little bit. You may need to do it twice, but you won't get that sort of harsh line. But we're just gonna go with it now because I am running out of time. So we're gonna pop this down, and we are going to do the other side. Make sure that we are, yeah, we're good. Okay. Okie dokie. And a little bit of parsley. Stamp again. And there we are. Oh. So that's our background done. And we're setting aside this to be cleaned later. And right, I am also gonna have to cut out my flower, but we're, oh, and stamp the stamp. Stamp the stamp. Okay, it's late here in Spain. I'm tired, so not to get all of the flowers, I don't think, not to get them perfectly. You might get them sort of overlapping each other. I found that this is the best way to make sure that you get as much covered on your background without them like accidentally overlapping and making a mess. But I suppose you could, if you're not bothered about sort of, I think it probably would be better with like solid images if you're gonna go over, because then it doesn't really matter so much. But for this one, you would definitely need to rotate and then swap over. Now, so we're only gonna want the ordinary on this stamp here. So we're gonna wanna cover up, and again, but we're gonna use a clean one, I think, for this. So we're gonna need to see where it goes. Oh, we can't use that one because it's too big. So let's see if we can. Ooh, okay, well that was kind of perfect actually. So let's see, just double check again to make sure that nothing is poking out. So we're gonna wanna mask off the escape, because we're going to use our escape word instead. So we're gonna stamp a little bit with our black. Hi Lori. Welcome. We're almost done, but you can always catch the replay of the actual live. Now this so this day, it's not my idea. I saw Shannon Pelletier do this because she was doing like full on pattern paper backgrounds. So this is her idea. I just kind of she didn't do it exactly like this, but I made it my own. But it was her sort of basic idea, and then I made it so that it worked for me. But yes, it's a super handy and cheap trick to make, or to kind of just help you with getting clean stamping, clean looks. And yeah, I mean, acetate is such a cheap and amazing card making tool, because it's cheap, it's affordable, and you can see through it, and you can just wash it off when you're ready. So good. Right, okay, so we have our two backgrounds here, and then this is our old flower. Maybe we should use that. No, we'll use that one. And or I say our old flower, the first flower. And then we're gonna stick this one here as well. There we go. And I'm just gonna go cut this out, and then apart from gluing this down, the cards are done. So just hang on a sec, I'll be back. Okay, so we'll probably put this one a little bit that way. Now, what you can do, of course, as well, to make your flower sort of come to life a little bit, is you can either cut out some more pieces with your cardstock, layer them up behind the flower, or you can glue down only in the middle and bend your leaves up a little bit like this. Don't go like crazy, especially not when you have heat embossing, but just a little bit to kind of give it some dimension. So this is like such a cheap little trick, because you don't even need anything else. Your flower's already made. All you're doing is you're bending the cardstock a little bit, and then we're gonna put some glue down just in the middle here. Like that. And this would actually work really well if you had like another piece of cardstock. See if we can actually cut some out just to kind of prop it up a teeny tiny bit more. So we are like completely and utterly winging it now. Not that that isn't me in like everyday life, but you know. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna stick it down a little bit more glue. Make sure that this sticks to the card. And my escape is trying to escape. How ironic is that? Okay, and a little bit more glue on this one. it probably would have been a lot simpler to add this background to a card base first, but I kind of got carried away with the like the countdown. Oh, yeah, I've been live for 59 minutes, but you know, we have a card. Whee! So yeah, there's that. Okay. I really hope you've enjoyed this, and that was, I think that's it for today. So yeah, tell me what you think, and try it yourself. Oh, so many lovely comments and compliments. Thank you very much. Right, so let's have a little look at so you can see. So this is the one where I propped it up with a little bit of cardstock, and then I have bent the flowers just a little bit, just to kind of give it some dimension. Now this one actually go quite flat in an envelope. So with, you know, once it arrives at wherever it's going to go, then these will probably like pop out because it's coming out of the envelope. So they'll be like, boing, look at that. So yeah, and I mean the heat embossing with the gold, just this flower is stunning. So stunning. Yeah, so good. Okay. I've been muttering on now for a full hour, so thank you all for hanging out with me today. Today, I don't know what happened to my voice again. So thank you for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to check in because there's gonna be another like 5 of these. I think yesterday was the first day and today's the second, so there's another 5 of these. And also don't forget to check out the Instagram hop over on, I don't know what happens to the voice, Daniel. It just kind of, I mean, you've heard me like when we FaceTime, all of a sudden it just goes, Wah. But yeah, as I said, don't forget to check out the hop, because I've seen some of the projects that the Picket Fan Studio girls and guy has done, and they are stunning. So you definitely gonna want to check that out. But yeah, okay, so I'll see you soon again, I hope. Bye? Bye-bye? Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye? I don't know how to stop this now. Okay, I don't know if I've actually... I don't know if I have managed to turn this off. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. Daniel, I need an IT guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. Bye. Bye. I know I've been saying bye like 100 times already, but... right, so push the button that says save. I have done that. Now, what do I do? How do I get out of this? I am not holding anyone hostage, I hope. Okay. No, stop it. Oh, this thing is driving me crazy. Okay. Why isn't it stopping? Holy cannoli. Oh! No! You know what? I just figured out why it doesn't work. I've been pushing buttons on my iPad, but it's filming on my phone. Okay, I really am leaving now.